Good morning, good morning. Welcome to News in Niger TV. And it's a beautiful Friday. This morning we have so many topics lined up for discussion. While Tinubu was away, the CBN tried to sneak in an unconstitutional levy on the people. And yesterday, the National Assembly they rose against it, saying that no, this is unbearable for the people. And then Femi Falana also said that no, that the people are not supposed to be the one paying for such. That the government and the top industrialists and the capitalists in the economy should pay for it. That the poor masses should be exempted. Don't forget that Peter Obi has also said that this is the height of exploitation, that this presidency of Tinubu doesn't seem to be out for the benefit of the people. Then lastly, we also saw an interview in Sowore recently, where Sowore spoke with a renowned journalist. And Sowore said it clearly that the Nigeria, after the coup of the 1966, since then, Nigeria has this hatred for the Igbo. So, which of those topics would you like to start with?
I'm going to run from the beginning of the first question. We're talking about cyber security,
Yeah.
and it's just like what we normally do here on different platforms. When the news break out, there's a kind of gonna be a kind of a mass task against Nigerians. And we reacted also. We condemned it. Almost everybody condemned it, but we are surprised that the House of Rep also came out and took a stand and took a position in that regard. And before that time, the man of the moment talking about P2B also reacted. That how can you be drying Nigerians in a dying economy? That was what P2B said, and that fall in the same thing, in the same response that we are trying to put there at the public sphere, because we are not actually comfortable. And not only that, I don't think that such a taxation, so to say, has a proper, a kind of legislation. We didn't see that happen. And secondly, if there was a legislation actually in that regard, how come that the office of the NSA happens to be the revenue collector of that kind of amount that is definitely going to run into billions upon billions upon billions? So that brings us to what we are talking about. This man that called Tinubu, whose personality has been shielded in secrecy to date. It is surprisingly, the worst government Nigerians has experienced. All he does is tax. The same thing, of course, he said it. The same thing he did in Lagos is what he took to the national level. Every day, bro, as all these people that own shop here, they have more than 1,000 levy they pay at the end of the month, courtesy of Tinubu. And it happened that Tinubu's Alphabeta company is the only company that is awarded that right to collect that in Lagos State for over 20 years now. And nobody's talking about that. And that is why Bello came out openly and told him that you actually rigged Obi election, that Obi's mandate was rigged. Bello, former governor of Kogi State, he said it openly.
Really?
Quote me any day, anytime. Bello came out and said it openly that Obi won that election and Tinubu rigged his way into the presidency. It's not something, it's not a hidden thing. So if he's coming up with all these a kind of mushroom taxes on daily basis, that tells you that he is 200%, 1,000,000% incompetent. And he has shown. He has struggled over the years to fix the economy, to state manage the economy. It's collapsed. He has tried several things, to show that he is there, because he doesn't understand what it means to run an economy like Nigeria. Let me tell you, what Tinubu is actually after is criminality, looting. Forget all this propaganda. And that is why the Northerners are saying that, please, set all these income, even the APC chieftain are saying it.
In fact, the Arewas are now protesting for Tinubu to resign.
Bros, I'm telling you currently now that some major APC chieftain in the APC party is calling for Tinubu's resignation. They are tired because the Tinubu's government has no direction. How can you put a whole 250 million Nigerians in uncertainty? Economic concern, everything about Nigeria cannot say this is the direction this government is going. You came back after 2 weeks without transmitting power to the vice president. We don't know whether you come back. There's speculation everywhere whether the guy is still missing or not. They have not come out publicly not to address the situation. In fact, a lot of people are even the Yorubas themselves, they are beginning to question the rationale behind the decision they took in 2023. That has backfired. Absolutely. I can tell you now, before you can get a loaf of bread in Nigeria, you must buy a loaf of bread in Nigeria for 2,000 naira. Before you move from one place to another and come back, on a daily basis in Lagos State, you spend up to 5,000 naira. Courtesy of Tinubu. Then we are not asking, Nigerians are not asking, why is it that, why did you, if you put yourself up, since you have no blueprint? You know, so somebody from the north, a woman, he said the truth remains that Tinubu has no blueprint on how to govern Nigeria. When Obi was saying these things at that time, they were mimicking him. The president, Tinubu himself, said Nigeria is not about statistics.
Tinubu even called Obi a container economist.
You can imagine that. But today, some of the governors of APC, some of his lieutenants are asking Obi to join his cabinet because Tinubu is incompetent. Most of those things he does there, you know, he is ill-advised. You know, so when you are not cerebral, when you are not intelligent, when your IQ has collapsed, when you basically have no plan of anything, the only plan Tinubu have for Nigeria is to steal, and that's what he's doing.
Truth is better spoken.
There's no two ways about it. It has shown, it's very clear now to all Nigerians. Look at the Calabar Lagos Coastal Rail project. 17 trillion. Bro, 17 trillion. Just from Calabar to Lagos. Then he started from Lagos. He started demolishing 80% of the ecosystem in the coastal axis that belongs to Igbo. He started bringing them down.
Well, Sowore.
No, I'm coming to that. Right. I want to tell you that you're a Yoruba man. I'm sorry to say this, but your perception, maybe because you are well exposed, you have traveled around the world, you understand certain things, you know, maybe that's why your perspective on certain things in Nigeria, you know, is a bit advanced more than what we normally see, even from the so-called learned Yorubas. I'm sorry to say this. Look at Sowore. Sowore knows that we know his history. When he was AUG president in Unilag, we know when he went to Espionage. We know who sponsored him. We know the game he played under Abacha. We know what he did in subsequent governments. We know how he was used as propagandist against Jonathan. I'm not Sowore one-on-one. I don't want to call names. I don't want to tell you where we have met. But do you know, at a certain point, I begin to develop love for Sowore when he said revolution what? Now. You know, see, that word, revolution now, even though he did not define the kind of revolution, but I understand that from the love of this entity, he wanted something to change. But were he able to sustain that? He has visited Nnamdi Kanu several times, even before Nnamdi Kanu was kidnapped from Kenya to London. A lot of people went there to see Nnamdi Kanu. Then go and ask Tele Momodu. What is Nnamdi Kanu actually talking about? But today, the revelation, the questions millions of Biafrans has been asking about Nigeria was revealed.
Yes, through Nnamdi Kanu. Make known to the whole world.
Sowore is saying that the hatred of Igbo Biafrans, we must get it very clearly. And I will tell you what actually transpired in 1967. You don't need to read me. Go and read Obasanjo, read Zogu, read one other man, Akirinde, one Yoruba man as at that time. Read their books. Read Frederick Forsyth. Understand the factor that led and how Awolowo was brought into the picture. That the quest for survival of Nigerian entity was built on corruption is what is affecting us every day, and that is what led to the 1967 coup. It was the media that tagged it Igbo coup. Then why didn't they say the one that Babangida did was an Hausa coup? Did we hear anything like that?
No.
Why didn't the Yorubas and the Igbos come up together and say this is an Hausa coup? They revolted and possibly carry arms against Babangida. It never happened. That you see that thing that Sowore said. Every Igbo Biafran, Ishekiri Biafran, Urobo Biafran, Delta, Edo Biafra, wherever they are going to hold onto it. That the hatred against Igbos is in Nigeria DNA. Do you know what it means? It's a very big word and it's a very big revelation. And this point in time now, he said real estate. He said he called Nigeria. He didn't say even Nigeria. He said Nigeria is a real estate, and that the real estate, the reason why they don't want Nnamdi Kanu released. Who are those people? They are talking about the Yoruba Muslims who believes in caliphate, the Northern Muslims who believes in caliphate, the West African Muslims, Fulandis, who believes in caliphate and conquest. That Nnamdi Kanu revealed these things to everyone, and they are the one with Buhari, Femi Adesina, Abubakar Malami. They sat down in a secret tunnel and map out a plan on how to assassinate Nnamdi Kanu. Femi Fana wrote it now in his book. What did actually Igbo man do to Nigeria? He says because of civil war. And so fucking what? George Washington, John Jay, Madison, Jefferson, and all the great men that fought for the independence of America as at that time. George Washington was one of them. Does it mean that they fought Britain in their own land? They don't know what they are doing. Today, is America not being celebrated?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you, Mr. Tinubu. Thank you for your time. All right. So, if you're just joining us, please kindly like and share the subscribe button. Yeah, I have with me here Mr. Raf Mbechi. Good morning, Mr. Raf. Please come closer.
Good morning.
All right. So this morning we have about 3 different topics. So you talk on anyone that you like. First and foremost, the one of the topics is National Assembly kicks against this 0.5% levy that was placed on the people by the CBN. Secondly, we saw the National Assembly has once again passed a law that anybody caught in the act of drug trafficking should be sentenced to death penalty. And lastly, Sowore had an interview with a very popular media outfit, and in that interview, Sowore exposed that the hate for Igbo presidency in Nigeria is real, and that he is elected, that he will support the so-called demand referendum. I mean, You can start from any of the topics.
I say, let me talk on condemnation of any drug trafficker arrested in Nigeria. See, you know the reason why I say I want to hint on it. True to God that created heaven and earth.
Yeah.
Nigeria should screen and bring to serious, investigations all the lawmakers in the house to know how they made their money. The whole lawmakers, if they are not involved one way or the other on drug, they should come out and tell Nigerians. Virtually 65% of the lawmakers in the house, all of them transacted on drug peddling, and they made their money. Two, the office of the presidency. They should go to the office and presence of the president and investigate all of them, thoroughly screen them. If they are not involved in drug trafficking, they should tell Nigerians the reason why anybody caught trafficking on drugs should be condemned. Are you listening to me? That office of the president, from A to Z, they are into drug peddling and the trafficking. At least you know what's up when Tinubu was about becoming Nigerian president.
Yes, I know.
With drugs,
there was a rumor.
Listen, it's not a rumor. America confirmed it in Chicago. See, if they want to condemn Nigerians that are selling drugs or trafficking on drugs, they should start from themselves. Condemn them until you get to the last man in Nigeria. You know what I'm trying to say? The repetition of what happened in 1984-85, whereby 3 Nigerians were condemned, sentenced to death by this terrorist called Buhari. Drug peddling should not attract death sentence. It is too stringent, it is too bloody, it is too sanguinary to make it a death penalty if someone is caught.
I think they are copying this from Saudi Arabia.
Okay, that's why we are shouting that Nigeria is an Islamic state. Some person turned their deaf ear. Nigeria is now a member of OIC, unquestioned, unnoticed. It's not a consensus because you and I were not aware. I'm a Christian. That's why I said it took us, everybody, unaware. You can never enroll us, allow us, at least, into a group that we don't know nothing about. You should at least conduct opinion poll and make sure that you brief the whole citizen, the entire citizen, about that decision. Now, that sentence on drug peddling, it can never stay. Say, I tell you. Because if you want to stay, they should arrest the Tinubus. If you want to stay, they should apprehend the Babangidas. And make sure that they go to cross through again and arrest Glory Okon. Glory Okon did not die. These are people that were peddling drugs in the 90s. And we know them. Drug offense, drug law. That was what Buhari did, and Buhari got stopped. His administration was finished. If they do that, unless this administration won't last till next year. I'm telling you, it is a very stringent law that is not supposed to come into our system at all, because Nigeria is a corrupt state. How could you condemn some and leave some? If they eventually kill one, you must kill all. If they execute one, they must execute all. Don't you know the meaning of that? Condemning drug traffickers again, that brought abruptly an end to former military head of state administration. An end. It ended it. Because they had a pregnant woman, a Yoruba woman, they had some men waiting for what? The hangman rope or noose in 1985. Before it was what? That administration was truncated by Babangida-led coupist. So Tinubu don't want to last. He doesn't want this administration to last. Say, I said it. They should have at least made a law that anybody that dipped his hands into public purse should be killed. A billionaire was condemned in China the other day. He did my phone. I will send it to you. A billionaire, a woman. He was condemned because he dipped a hand into public purse. He scammed money. He has this kind of financial establishment like Nass.
Is it Alibaba?
No, not Alibaba.
Is it Jack Ma?
No, not Jack Ma. A billionaire woman, a Chinese woman. She was there looking. They condemned her. She did not even cry. Nigerian lawmakers are making law that favor only them. They should come forward with law that anybody that dip his hands into public purse, anybody that embezzle public fund, anybody that embezzle public fund, government fund, should be condemned to death. It's a welcome law. Nigerians, the world will applaud them. They are condemning people that are trafficking on drugs, while they themselves that what they are committing is worse than drug trafficking. They are destroying the destinies of generations of Nigeria by mere dipping their hands into public purses, funds. They are stealing our commonwealth. That is the law that you should attract capital punishment, capital penalty. If you dip your hands into federal purse, you are gone. Okay, I turn my back on this kind of stringent, ruthless law, and it can never happen in Nigerian society. We are a secular country. We are not a religious country. I'm a Christian. I'm not a religious man. But if they want to practice that kind of law, they should go to Saudi Arabia, Malaysia, Indonesia, and all those Asian countries that are practicing that kind of ruthless, bloody law. It can't all go well in this kind of society. It can't all go well. Because if it want to all go well, they should start from themselves. They are the ones that are guilty of that offense. How do they make their money? Are we Nigerians blind? Don't we have ears? And know who and who are the drug traffickers in Nigeria?
But this law has already been passed.
Oga Tinubu should know better. You don't know Cheye again.
That's Tinubu's son.
A son. You go there like this, don't go catch his son, kill him. So Tinubu's son, all his way, he never carried drug.
I don't know.
Man, never carried. You don't know the carcass of drug dealers in Nigeria. Yeah? You want us to name them here? We don't do that here. But everybody should ask himself serious questions. Do you know what your son is doing as a Senate president? Senate president, he doesn't know. He's just talking nonsense. One day the son should be arrested. Who will be arrested? And tell me who will condemn Ababio's son. They don't do the investigation too well before they come out with talking nonsense in that house. Virtually check all of them. One way or the other, they are connected. If not they, their nephew and their uncles, children, are involved on drugs. And you don't legislate that kind of law in a society like Nigeria, it can work.
All right, next topic. The next topic is Sowore, exposing how real the hate for Igbos has been since the coup of 1966.
Yeah.
Sowore said that if he ever becomes the president, the first thing he will do is release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and grant that self-determination referendum.
Sowore will never be. To become a president, nah. The oligarchs are there already. They have hijacked the power from the common man in Nigeria. If Sowore is dreaming of becoming a president before Nnamdi Kanu's release, I don't think Nnamdi Kanu is coming out from that prison recently. Sowore is just using figurative language. The hate of other tribes on Igbos are in their morals, in their bone marrows and DNA. Died by nucleic acid, DNA. That is a good one. The Igbo nation I know is generally hated in Nigeria, not Africa.
Why?
Once an Igbo man is mentioned in Nigeria, everybody around will be checking. Because they know that when the lion roars in the jungle, all the lower animals, they started falling, some go into hiding, some will start crying, some will start fidgeting. That is the position of Igbo man in Nigeria. A lion that is down in the jungle, Nigeria is the jungle, and the other animals in the jungle are the other ethnicities with this kind of abhorrence, hate on Igbo man. They hate Igbo man right after the war. Let me tell you, the hatred started late 50s when they were killing and killing, miming, killing Igbo man across northern region for nothing. This one, because it's not the civil war, it's not the coup. Before the coup, I mean 1950 something. The program that brought Igbo man to this bloody hatred did not start from Nigerian civil war or the coup of 1966. It started earlier on because the Hausa Fulani Arabs, Shua Arabs, they see Igbo man as a Jew. That's why they started the killing in 1950s. They kill Igbo man, they bring Igbo man, they make sure that Igbo man are being killed, men, and they pressed down in the late 50s. Then before you know it, the coup of 1966 orchestrated it the more. It just woke up the ghost of that hatred to begin to what? Operate fully. After the coup that they tagged, it was Igbo coup. A coup that Hassan Katsina, the son of Saduano of Soto, was among. The son of Saduano of Soto was a good friend to Chukwu Kaduna and Zogo. And both of them are in the military. The same rank. Hassan Katsina. And listen to me. So why is it Igbo coup? When Hassan Katsina was there, Adamorogo and also most of them, all these Yoruba officers, they were there. They were young military officers. The whole tribes, they were there. Why are you tagging coup, Igbo coup? It is the same Igbo hatred. And listen to me. Now, after they plan how the coup should be carried out, the people that they sent to southeastern Nigeria, the officers, the people, the government, the office holders there, the governor and the rest of them, even Nnamdi Azikiwe, outsmarted those military officers. They could not be successful. The military officers are assigned to go and wreak their own havoc in the western region. They were very, very successful, but not all that successful because they could not kill some. The officers that were sent to execute, to wreak their own havoc in the north, they were too successful because they were led by the brightest officer then, Chukwu Kaduna and Zogo. He went to the north, executed his own coup successfully. They are now tagged the coup that is an Igbo coup. That Zogo planned the coup. Zogo did not plan the coup. The coup was planned by Colonel Emmanuel Ifajuna from Onitsha. The first Olympic medalist in Nigeria is a history. I listen to me. He executed the coup. Now the tag is Igbo. That's why anywhere Igbo man go, that's what I believe. Recently, because of that coup, they hate Igbo man. If you ask somebody why you are looking for a place in Igbo language, please, may I locate number 4 Adedibu Street, Surulere. You say no, in Igbo, I know Igbo. Why they talk Igbo? I say, shut up your dirty mouth. That's how I used to reply them. No matter whom you are, if you like, come with your car.
But Mr. Ralph, it's been over 60 years. Why is
the hate?
Mr. Ralph, hold on. It's been over 60 years. Why is the hate?
The hate keep on increasing.
Why?
The more they hate us, the more we become stronger and stronger than they. The more they hate us, the more we become rich and richer than they are. The more they hate us, the more we grow religiously, spiritually, materially. Igbo man is growing. Igbo man is the most successful man in Nigeria. It's because of that hate. When you hate your brother for nothing, God will be with your brother. You think say, na man made? Igbo man's success is man made. It's from God. It's divine. It's something that is spiritual because Igbo man you are hating. You tie the coup, Igbo coup. Did not do that coup because of Nnamdi Azikiwe. The coup was orchestrated, hatched, successfully executed because of coup. Obafemi Awolowo was down in jail in Calabar prison. The most successful politician in Nigeria to handle the affairs of this country. If I do not do that coup, to hand over to Obafemi Awolowo, it is in history. Immediately that coup failed, Ojukwu released him. Released Awolowo from Calabar prison. Go. We are not meant to be together. The killings of my people were raging like fire across southwest, across northern region, core north, northeast, everywhere in the mid belt. Igbos loaded in catches, train catches, mutilated body of the Igbos. That's why he declared Republic of Biafra and instructed Awolowo, go, I release you. If Ojukwu released Awolowo actually, Awolowo disappointed Ojukwu. And that coup was because of Awolowo. They did it because of Awolowo. You are tagging the coup, Igbo coup. Yoruba man turned his back on Igbo man till today. If you speak Igbo to Yoruba man, you have committed abomination. While Igbo man can tell you alphabets, sit in exam on Yoruba language, pass well, get better mark than Yoruba man because he's a Republican. Igbo man is a Republican in nature. Igbo man is a Republican in nature. And that hate you are asking me that Sowore talk about that they have in their DNA, hate on Igbos. It is true. They hate us. And in 2023, the actual definition of the hate on Igbos came out. Sprang up the spirit again. When it will be one, Tinubu sat on it, gang up with Efik, Ibibio, Hausa, Fulani, Yoruba, Igbo, to press Igbo man down so that Igbo man will not rule. And yet, you said they will not go. Still, Nnamdi Kanu is in prison. See, Nigerian nation is asking us for another pogrom. I believe that in history they don't have two civil wars. It's only one. Another hot pogrom, another war is what Nigeria is asking Igbo man to indulge again. I say it, I profess it. If it is a crime, Oga hold me responsible.
Now, Fubara is now fully fighting back with Wike.
Oga, let me tell you, Wike can never just come and become a god in the midst, on the faces of the what? The sun, the moon, the stars. Wike is the one fomenting trouble in the state. And I want to tell you that it is a fiscal impossibility to at least impeach a governor in our democratic session, dispensation. That is too nascent. Let me tell you, it is too infantile. Our democracy is not of age. You can't do that now. You can only impeach the governor out based on mismanagement of public funds. There's a level at which a governor could siphon public fund of his state. They will impeach him out and make sure that the deputy will take over. But this one, Fubara has never siphoned any money. Fubara has not even started ruling River State, his official duty. When Wike went to River State and hijacked everything there, because he wants to be a godfather. He wants to play the role that Tinubu is playing in Lagos. Lagos is to the Yoruba, Port Harcourt River State is to the Ijaws, the Igbos, the Ikwades. You can't succeed in doing that. River State is a different place. So that thing that Tinubu is here, Wike is not going to be it in River State. So that's why I'm telling you that Fubara, the more they oppress him, the more they gang up against him in the River State House, the more bigger the guy grows. I'm telling you now that Fubara is expanding and expanding and expanding. As I'm saying it, you are going to remember it to me that I said that it is impossible, if there is a word like that, impossible for the lawmakers in River State to remove Fubara. The more you do that, the more popular Fubara politically grows in River State. It is not possible. The whole lawmakers that cross-carpeted from PDP to APC, their seats are vacant. They were elected under PDP political platform. All of a sudden, they want to be under APC, which is too open legally. Their seats are vacant. The people that won election won under PDP. How could you not just defect to APC and they are telling us that you still remain a lawmaker in that house? All their seats are vacant. Most of them that defected from PDP to APC might lose their seats. Say, I tell you, Fubara is there permanently. It's not going anywhere. And to Wike is just dancing like an elephant that went on journey, boasting and talking that if he comes back, nobody's going to take his position. Until he comes back and find out that all his kinsmen, they have taken over his position and invited the carnivores, lions, tigers, hyenas, jackals to guard him. Wike is in trouble.
Thank you very much, Mr. Rav. So that's a beautiful one. Subscribers, please, if you're just joining us, kindly subscribe. And if you are a returning subscribers, please kindly like and share this video so that more people can join us anytime we go live. Thank you for joining us this beautiful Friday. We'll see you once again tomorrow. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.